Alright, so we're in Module B, getting ready to do the mountain, which is very interesting. I'm excited about that. I've got the horizontal piece just pinned up here in place. I've had some challenges with the vertical and trying to get it fit into all these different curves and elbows and angles and everything in such a way that it holds everything in place. The first time I put it in, I actually had a problem with the tunnel here. It was not centered on the track that's painted on the bottom top here. So I've had to redo that a couple times, but I think I've got it now. You can see a little bit of a gap down there, but I don't think that's going to be as big an issue. I'm going to pin a couple more in here just one more time to make sure that what I have, all my corners and edges and everything are where they should be. So that when we start gluing it in, it'll look like it's supposed to. And of course it'll be centered in the openings so that my track will go through there, because obviously it's going to be not a good thing if I suddenly go to lay track and nothing is lining up. So that looks good. That looks good right there. I actually thought maybe I was going to have to cut this and make it two pieces and then join it with a third in the middle, but I think I'm okay there. So you can see that looks good there. This did look good until I pulled it out just now. And it looks good over here. I'll have to put some weight on there when I go to glue that down to make sure that stays down until it's tight. And I could put a pin in the bottom here to get that down, but that's what it looks like right there. I think it's time to do some gluing. What do you think? So let's do that. You haven't seen me glue a whole lot. You've seen me pin things in place and get them started. So we'll just take it to the next step here on this one and we'll glue it in. Instead, you can see the crinkles here where I've bent this to make it fit better, and that seems to work really well. It's very interesting how that works and what it looks like. Okay, so I've only got one actually holding this in. Everything else is just sitting on the ledge like we did before. So let's get some glue in there and get this mountain started. Get some glue on here. It is really interesting. They told me when we got started with all this, I said, how much glue do I need? You know what Uncle Al told me was, he said, buy a 16 or 18 ounce bottle, and then he said buy a 1 gallon refill. So I did. You can see how much of it I've used already just in this. I'm on my second bottle there. So it does take a fair amount of glue to make all this work and go in and fit in like it should. So get our first one in here. In there tight. All right. And then it was supposed to be. That's good. that one didn't grip like it should. It's pulling away over here, so let's put another one in. That's too high, isn't it? There we go, that's better. That'll hold that in. And we'll come down on this end. Trim the right height there. And one in the middle right here. Feels good like that. All right. That's the horizontal part of this. Let's get the vertical part in there. So this whole thing is going to need glue all the way across the top edge. A couple spots it might need to be a little bit lower than this. We'll put some on this edge here. I'm going to fit it in that corner with it. We'll work out the details of that once we get to that point. So, put him up in there behind that edge. Like that. And first pin in there, and then we'll come up to this point here. Hold that edge in like that. See where my pieces are coming together. This does have a couple extra pins in it. Didn't help. That's better. Okay. And we'll come up to here. Put that into the corner there. Push it up in there. Now this is going to be critical right here. I need to make sure that I'm flat here and even here, because I got track going to come across here, going up to the upper part of the mountain into the mine. So I got to make sure I've got that straight, especially. I've got some overlap here and on this side. But this here, right here, is where track's going to go. So that's got to be straight. Bring that around there, that's nice and tight. Alright, let's put more in here. So it's got some tension on it, that's wanting to pull that out. I probably could have bent that corner, this corner right here, a little bit more so that it would naturally flow that way. That's funny. I remember Uncle Al talking about doing that. So, down there like that. We'll put a pin down here. Hold that front end right there. There. And let's see what this is looking like. So the one downside of this is I won't be able to get any glue on the inside. Help glue it in place, but I'll put a bead of glue along here to get that all down there permanently like it should be. So let's run a bead across the back edge back here now. And weld this in right here. And across this way. And come along here. We have a little bit of a gap in this corner that I wasn't able to get completely, but that's one of those spots that we can fix with scenery, or I could come back and put some putty or something along that line to fill in that hole if it looks like it's going to need to be done. So we've got that much. So here is the upper half of a mountain with the mine in it. And I've just got these two pieces just pinned together. So we'll do this real quick, fill that out. And my video production assistant has informed me that we're running low on battery. So I'm on my recording device up there. I'm going to try to rush this along a little bit. Hopefully we won't run out before I get this part of it finished. That up, didn't I? Okay. Let's try this again here. Get on there like it's supposed to be. Where it's supposed to be. And I believe the video says to do this part first and let it dry, and then all you have to do is just set it up on the hill. Which, son of a gun, I know what they're talking about now. So I'm going to set that right up there. Just a touch. Get some of this glue off of my hand so I don't glue my hand to the module. Here, and I'm just putting in pins on the back side back here. Hold that in. All right, got that. Do a little quick weld along here. and something on the bottom here. In fact, I need to pin that because that's going to move too much on me if I don't. Like that. And I do have a little bit of a gap right there. I'm not real thrilled about that, but we will fix it. We'll make it work. I think somebody else in the garment district has used that expression more than once, so I guess I'm going to have to find a different one of my own. All right. So the mountain is in, and the gluing is started. The glue is starting to dry. And down like I should be. Maybe another pin right in there to help hold that. It doesn't seem to be wanting to stay in. All right. Well, that's the mountain for the B module, and we'll come back and do another one shortly.